I keep reading like people like Joel Diaz, boxing coach of Lucas Matisse, and former coach of Tim Bradley, Freddie Roach. I mean, a lot of other different, boxing experts, Roy Jones, probably the whole HBO telecast, some people on ESPN as well, believe that it's a foregone conclusion that Terence Crawford is going to whitewash the welterweight division. This is your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know how we do it and how we move that boxing talk. And, it's just like a foregone conclusion. It's like, they just don't, believe in the talent level at 147. They believe that he's going to translate to 147 very easily. And for me, I have to see him at 47 to, really gauge his, his physical abilities. I know skill-wise where he at, but everybody act like he's just going to walk up there and just going to trounce the competition. And I don't believe that to be true. When you honest and you watching tape of a guy, I see things in Terence Crawford that I have personal conversations with people that I can see where people can take advantage of, especially about 5 fights ago. And to tell you that he's gotten better is just an understatement. He's definitely, focused on his flaws and, closed a lot of his deficiencies, and I will give him credit for that. And he's definitely a better fighter than he was 5-6 fights ago. I mean, even 2 fights ago, he's a better fighter in my opinion. And he's doing a damn thing. And would it shock me if you go up to 47 and dominate and dog walk the competition? Absolutely not. Because when you move up in weight, it's all about your finesse, your skills, not as much as your power. Do you got the skills to pay the bills? And Crawford is one of those guys that can make adjustments. He can box and move. He can come forward. Only thing I'm not for sure about Crawford is infighting. But, but that's, it's not too many people, in the boxing game that's real versed in infighting. But it's 2 guys at 47 in Porter and Errol Spence who's very, good at infighting. But it's people that act like, he's just going to walk up there and dominate the competition. And the first hurdle is actually getting in the ring with the bulk of the competition, which is at Premier Boxing Champions, Al Heyman, Showtime, and Fox. And that's the first hurdle before he throws any punches, is to get those guys in the ring and to negotiate. And he probably had to compromise and take less money to make these fights happen. And if he's willing to do that, then that is what it is. I mean, it may happen. That's just one of the small hurdles within the big hurdle overall of negotiating a fight. Which network gonna put the fight up, whatever it may be. And, Crawford is definitely a dog, but the way that people making it seem like he's just gonna go up there and just, whoop on these guys, I don't see it being that easy. A very intriguing fight is 2. Obviously the 2 big ones is Thurman and Errol Spence. Him and Thurman will be a game of styles. Can he cut the ring off on Thurman? Can he outbox Thurman? Everybody just thinks it's a foregone conclusion he will. I personally think that he has a great chance of doing that. But, can he handle Thurman power? I know people say, well, Thurman hasn't knocked out this guy, that guy in so long. And that's true. But look at the guys that he's fought. Sean Porter never been stopped. Danny Garcia never been stopped. I mean, Leonard Bunditi Bundu up to that point, he had never lost or been stopped. A lot of different guys that he's fought, had never been stopped, and, Guerrero had never been stopped. I'm not sure Collazo, has he ever been stopped? I'm not sure. But a lot of the guys that he fought had good track records for not being stopped, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you take that for whatever you want to take it for. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, Crawford has never fought anybody remotely as good as these guys. Not even Danny Garcia. I mean, Postal is nowhere on this level. I mean, if Postal to move up to 47, I mean, how good would he be? Would he be in the same conversation as some of these guys? Maybe he can beat Danny Garcia. We know Danny Garcia paid him to go away. But I don't see him beating any of these guys at this point. Up there, maybe Danny as his best case. But this is a step up in competition for Terence Crawford. That's what I'm saying. This is the moment of truth for Crawford. A lot of people crown him pound for pound king, but like I told people, for me, he's number 1. But it's not it's kind of like a champion and then a number one contender. I'm just giving him the number one spot right now because he's the best available. He's not my pound for pound number one. It's vacant for me. I mean, I think somebody really has to legit reach up and grab it. And he's in a position to reach up and definitely grab it, along with Spence and Thurman and a lot of different other guys. You know, he can make that happen because he got the opponents at 47 to do it. And if he gets in the ring with some of these guys, it's going to be fireworks. But I truly believe that him and Earl Spence is definitely a big fight, and it's going to show his true colors as well. And a lot of people believe that he'll beat Spence. But from what I'm hearing, Spence is a different animal in the gym. He has tricks that haven't, been unveiled yet. And I favor Spence in that fight right now, but I can't give you a definitive answer until I see Crawford at 47. And a lot of people have big expectations for him at 47. But I just think Spence is just a different animal. I think he's different. I think he's wired a little bit different. And I just think he's more physically gifted than Crawford. I think he's a bigger puncher, definitely at 47. And I just think he's a monster. But we'll see. And we just got to see. We gone.